Hello, everyone, and welcome to this edition of T-360. I'm Austin Speaker alongside Paul Ludden, the catcher and three-hitter, usually for the Brockport Golden Eagles baseball team. Now, Paul, you guys are 16-13 to start off the year. You're 7-4 in the SUNY Conference, which is pretty solid, good for third place right now. But we'll get to that later on. But what I want to know from you is, with baseball being America's pastime, what got you into the sport in the first place?
Really, it was my dad that got me into the sport. He had played baseball growing up and just had such a love for the game that he passed on to me. In my house, we have a wiffle ball field and a batting cage, so that helped develop my love for the game, but pretty much from my father.
So at a really early age, you had that hand-eye coordination down, and you started getting into T-ball and Little League, and you started to realize, wow, I got talent. I'm pretty good, right?
Right. Yeah, I always had kind of played up when I was in Little League, and my dad had something to do with that. He always wanted me to play against the best competition. And having an older brother and his friends helped a lot because they never took it easy on me, and it made me really develop my skills.
So as you go through high school, you are from the Cicero area, which is near Syracuse, and as you go through, do you start to see yourself as this really talented guy? Like, you can take it to the next level. Wow, I can go to college. Did any of those thoughts cross in your mind when you start to get to like freshman year?
Yes and no. Being from a big school, we had a lot of talent. So it was a constant battle just to try to get into the lineup, let alone worry about where I was going to try to go for college. But I knew that I was talented and that if I worked hard enough that I could achieve that.
So who was the first college to talk to you when the time started to come around your sophomore, junior year when you did start getting recruited?
The first college was Ithaca. I kind of had a connection there. One of my coaches had played for Coach Valicenti, the Ithaca coach, and they had a really good physical therapy program, which I was interested in, so that immediately became my top choice.
Yeah. And where did you end up going after high school?
I ended up going to Clarkson University to study physical therapy there and play baseball.
Cool. So what made you choose Brockport? Obviously, like I said, from the Syracuse area, you got Oswego there, you got Cortland, Clarkson, like you said, and with all these D3 areas, why did you choose Brockport in the end?
The main reason that I chose Brockport was for the great physical education program. They didn't have it at Clarkson. When I first went there, I thought that I wanted to do physical therapy, but I ended up taking a lot of time and just thinking that I really wanted to do something else, and this was the best fit for it.
So just to clarify, exactly what year did you come to Brockport? Like, what year in your education did you come to Brockport?
My junior year, last year.
Okay, so last year is your first year here, and you guys had a pretty good year. Again, finished third in the SUNYAC, just like same position you are right now. Again, Cortland and Oswego being such tough competition. You are going to see them again this year going into the SUNYAC tournament and hopefully NCAA regionals and a World Series bid. What is that obstacle like to overcome when these two powerhouses are in front of you?
Well, both of the teams are very strong teams, obviously, as you said. Both teams almost made it to the World Series last year. I know Cortland did, and Oswego was a runner-up to go to the World Series. The main thing when we're playing those teams is just to play small ball and make sure that we do the little things the right way. Things that hurt us last year when we played Cortland was giving up 2-out walks that turned into 2-out hits, that turned into runs scored, stuff like that. So it's mainly just playing a clean baseball game and the type of baseball that we know how to play.
So you mentioned the clean baseball game. You guys are usually a pretty fundamental ball club, and that starts with pitching and defense. You being the catcher, you can kind of see the whole field. What are you seeing this year as opposed to last year, or what are you seeing last year as opposed to this year?
Well, our pitching coaches have done a great job of making sure that we do the little things right. That's one of the big things that they preach. Making sure that we get ahead, making sure that we stay ahead, making sure that we field bunts the right way, different stuff like that. And I think that so far this year we've done a really great job with that, which has helped us win games.
And like you said, being the senior catcher, everyday catcher, three-hitter, just you're so crucial to this lineup. But you're obviously not the only senior, and Calla being at the top of the order, so many other seniors being so controversial to this ball club. What are you guys preaching to the freshmen and sophomores as they start to pave their own path?
The main thing that we're just trying to pay for the freshmen and the underclassmen is just to come in and make sure that you get your work in and make sure that we're doing things the right way. One of the biggest things that Coach Beach talks about is doing the right things all the time, not just sometimes. So whether it be on the field, in the classroom, in public, whatever it be. So as seniors, I think that we've tried our best to try to set that bar for them and make sure that they continue to do that.
Well, I know here at Talon, we wish you guys very much the best success, and hopefully you guys win out in the SUNYAC conference, get yourself a good bidding in there for NCAA regionals, and hopefully a World Series bid. But that's going to do it for this edition of T360. I'd like to thank Paul Ludden for joining us this week, and I'm Austin Speaker signing off. Reminding you guys to join us, Talent Television, on all of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever you got. Give us a follow. We got a lot of great people working at the station. Have a good night, everyone.